Brr! Brr! Today, we're gonna learn how to fly. And I'm the one who's gonna teach you. Today we got the V303 Seeker with us. We're gonna learn how to fly. And man, it's pretty darn chilly down here today. There's not a soul in this park with me. Except that guy. He's walking his dog, he doesn't count. But normally this place is packed. So I'm at a different park today because I'm gonna use the, I also got a Mobius camera that's on the bottom of the Seeker, and we're gonna fly around some of the stuff in the park. The stuff over there, you can just trust me on that one. Let's get to learning. All right, so V303 Seeker, Mobius camera, controller, and me, and a GoPro. I don't know why that was important. My first lesson, I said it before, balance your props. So what I've done is you can see those little pieces of tape there. These are just slightly out of balance. These are the APCs. And we balanced our props because the first thing that'll kill a little quad like this, or any quad, is vibration. The biggest source of vibration? That's right. So now that we've got that, let's put our battery in. All right, so this is gonna be the basics of flying. I'm not gonna show you anything advanced because I only know so much, but I know what I did wrong. And like I said in the last video, I can certainly show you what not to do. Before you even turn on your transmitter, make sure all your buttons are down where they're supposed to be, because there's a lot of times where nothing will happen because you had a button up. Turn this on first. This is your transmitter or radio, TX, that's what people refer to it as. All right, once you've got that in, find a way to put your wires in to close this door. Usually just tuck them right in there like that. Next thing, don't be in a hurry. Quad will wait for you. Very good when you start getting these bigger quads with flight controllers. Let them sit for a minute. Let them get their satellites. Let them do whatever internal things they have to do. And when that green light is flashing, like it is doing right now, it's ready to go. So take it easy. The other thing is make sure you put your quad about 10 feet away from you. You want your quad to be a safe distance away. Now looking at the controller, on this controller, this is a mode 2 controller. So it also starts different than some mode 2s. Some mode 2s start with pushing it down this way with just one button. This one uses 2. Some quads are set to start up right away, like the V303. When you're taking off and you're in a low wind condition, you really have nothing to worry about. It's just gonna go up and go. But when you are in a crosswind, you know, when the wind's getting up to 5-10 miles an hour, you really want to take off into the wind and not behind the wind, because that'll blow your quad all over the place. So let's take off and watch my finger. Some quads don't take off that good. This happens to be a very nice quad because it's pretty well balanced once you get through all the settings and stuff. So in order to fly, we've got to remember what our controls are. So I will tell you what they are as I use them. This is aileron. It's left and right. Left and right. I don't want to confuse you. Okay? The next one is your elevator, which goes forward and backwards. This is the throttle. You hit the throttle, it goes up. You bring the throttle down, it goes down. The last one is your rudder. Your rudder spins the craft. A lot of mistakes people make when using the rudder is they wind up pulling their throttle down, which you just saw me do. I did that on purpose. But a lot of the times when you're using your rudder, make sure if you want to go up, your finger is going up a little bit. Always keep your eye on the quad. I'm not looking at it now. I'm making a really big mistake, but I need to talk to you. But there it is, just sitting there anyway, so who cares? Yeah. The biggest bit of advice I can give you, take your time. You're in no hurry, okay? Don't go flying balls to the wall, bat out of hell. Learn some moves. Let's do a couple moves. Let's go forward and turn around. Okay, very good. You did good there. Now, let's spin it around. This time, we're going to do a combination turn. What we're going to do is we're going to use the rudder and the aileron to make a left-hand turn. Nice and slow. Now we will give the rudder and aileron a little kick to each other. And there you go. Let's do it again so it doesn't run into our faces. And that's how you make a turn. The turn is very important because you don't want to give too much rudder because you'll spin too fast. So let's do an example of that. Let's spin it around. Bring it back over here. And now, let's do it again, but let's give it too much rudder. All right, that is too much rudder unless you mean to make that move. You see how fast it'll turn around on you. On a nice slow turn, it'll make a nice smooth turn. And there you go. That's how you do that. I think one of the most important things I can teach you right now is to go slow. Take your time, practice moves. Every now and then, do them a little bit faster. Now we're going to fly a figure 8. And here we go. Almost took my head off with that one. All these things I learned because I took my time. All right, the next thing that is difficult for a beginner is to see the aircraft coming at you versus going away from you. Going away from you, right is right, left is left. But when you spin it around and bring it back to you, left is now right, right is now left. It's an imperfect world, people. That's just what happened. So what you've got to remember is that if you want to go right, go left. And this is when you're not in a headless mode. I don't really like the headless option, so I don't usually use it that much. I want to go left. I just did right. I want to go right. I just did left. That is probably the single most confusing thing on flying a quad is the orientation of the quad. What you should do, and I probably should have did it for you, but I didn't, mark your front legs. I should have had something red on the front legs so you can see what is front, what is not. Last thing I'm going to tell you, don't fly too high your first time, okay? Just keep it at a nice low level. Believe me, you'll have plenty of time in your lifetime to fly that high. When it gets high, it looks like a little dot. Guess what you can't see? Which is front, which is back. So try not to go over maybe 40 feet. Whenever I'm just flying for fun, I won't go over 20 feet. All right, next thing you're gonna learn is landing. And you think, what's so hard about landing? A lot. So when you're landing, most of these have some pretty good landers, or they have what's called return to launch. This also has a return to launch. I'm not gonna hit it right now. I wanna do a manual land, and what you do is nice and slow. When you start seeing that quadcopter descend, bring it nice and down, because you don't want to be breaking them legs. Let me tell you right now, those V303 legs, not the perfect things in the world. You know, and to keep track of your battery, these don't have really good alerts. Get a timer. Go to Walmart or some crappy store somewhere and get those little timers and put it on for about 12 minutes to 15 minutes, I'd say 12, and then fly this thing around for a little bit. If you get to go a little over 12, that's great. But when that red light starts flashing, you bring that thing down. Otherwise, it'll be your quadcopter on the front lawn of the White House. Believe it. Last but most important, make sure you disarm your quad. Everyone has a different way of doing it, but for the most part, for this one, it's in. For other ones on mode 2, it's to the right, to the left. Sorry, to the left. To the right starts it. So there you go. There's some basics of flying. Now, one of the biggest mistakes you'll make is you want to go gung-ho crazy. I want to fly like a maniac guy. Guess what? Not going to happen. You know, you got to get used to this. It's a new thing. You know, you gotta get a feel for it. You know, like when you discovered your own penis or your vagina. You know, what did you do with that? You just smacked it a couple times. That didn't happen to you? Anyway, very important. Go slow. If you want to practice a move, go slow. Do it in steps. Then, as you feel like you're getting better, speed up a little more. Learn the orientation and what the lights mean on your quad. This quad's not a good example of lights because for the most part, they're generally red and green. These are red and blue. Again, another guy drinking on the job, I think. And most of all, the best I can tell you is take your time. There's no rush. Where you going, hotshot? Top Gun? What do you think, you're gonna be Tom Cruise and, you know, bang Kelly McGillis in the back of a sports car? No, not happening for you, I'm sorry. Here's a dose of reality. Poof! There's our training video for today. I hope you guys find this useful. I hope this is helpful. I hope you guys will share it and thumbs up it and come back to it 1,000 times just to see me tell you about your penis or vagina, whichever one you have. Mighty Thor from somewhere in a pretty vacant park in chilly North Pole, Tampa, Florida. See ya!